Hi everybody, and a warm welcome back to Maple Leaf Customs in Switzerland. I'm Andrew, and on the bench today is a Hot Wheels Ford F-150 SVT Lightning in a short card, which is common over here in Europe where I live. It's the April Four Horsemen invitational. The theme is pit crew vehicle. In other words, the truck is not the racer, but part of a race team. Perhaps in the same colors, logos, and sponsors, or it's a track cleanup car, or an emergency response vehicle, or something race-related like that. There are endless possibilities. The Four Horsemen are Paul from Diecast Graveyard, myself representing Maple Leaf Customs, Tom from Caliber 50 Customs, and Harlan from Goldbear's Diecast Workshop. I want to give a special welcome to Paul Restorer from Poland, our guest horseman this month. Here you see the May, June, and July cars we're promoting. As always, if you don't have this exact casting, we encourage you to use the next closest thing you can get your hands on. The main thing is to join in and participate. Don't forget to send in a high-quality glamour shot to the email address that I just posted so we can include your creation in the recap video. I received this 87 Chevy truck and trailer by Greenlight as a draw prize some time ago. I've been waiting for an opportunity to use it, and I thought it would supplement this theme nicely. I'm going to do a NASCAR race team livery that I'll show you in a few minutes. As you can see, everything is new and shiny, and there's no need to do any repair work here. It's just going to be mostly cosmetic changes to suit the theme that we've picked out this month for the Four Horsemen. Plastic interior and plastic base, and off come the original plastic Hot Wheels. I'll put these in a tiny little baggie and label them. You never know if they'll come in handy in the future for another project. Here you can see the French brand of paint stripper that I use. I don't know if it's available widely outside of my area, but it's awfully fierce, and it rarely has any trouble tackling the mainline paint jobs. My hobby room is well ventilated. I do this right beside a large open window in this beautiful spring Swiss weather, and I wear a mask for safety because of the toxic fumes. I also wear goggles whenever I do the bare metal detail, and I encourage you to follow the same kind of common sense safety rules when you're working at home on your hobby bench. A couple of essential items that you need in your inventory are different Dremel tool attachments. I alternate between wire brushes and these Scotch-Brite abrasive wheels. Look at the difference a quick application of this gives. That's all you need to do to get the body of your casting in perfect shape for priming and painting. Cool stuff coming up on my channel. Look for a Mopar weekend with a Dodge Dart, which was my very first car, and this fantasy big rig Huey, inspired by this picture. Plenty of heads-up notice for my July 1st Canada Day Custom Diecast Invitational. You're all invited to join in, and thinking positively, I'm nearly at 4,000 YouTube subscribers, and I'm doing a big Porsche 917 giveaway as a thank you to all of my viewers. Stay tuned for all of those, get all subbed up, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of the Saturday uploads that I produce every weekend. If you're enjoying this video, the biggest help you can give me is a thumbs up, which sets off all of the YouTube algorithm lights and bells, and that helps me continue to produce this kind of content for you. Doesn't cost you a thing, and I'd sure appreciate it. Your first hint at the NASCAR team that I'm working on is this Vallejo Premium Yellow acrylic paint that I'm applying with my airbrush right now. I'll just keep you guessing for a couple more moments. Today's community shout-out goes to Jody Sims, who's got a great YouTube channel. He was a participant in my Porsche Invitational and the Four Horsemen build-offs, so I invite you to follow up with the link that I've left in the description and go by and check out Jody's work and give him a big hello. Tell him that you came by from Maple Leaf Customs. You'll be glad that you did. Initially introduced in 1993, the Ford F-150 SVT Lightning was a high-performance version of the F-150 that was produced by the Ford Special Vehicles team, the SVT. Intended as a competitor for the Chevy 454 SS, the SVT Lightning was derived from the standard F-150. To improve its handling, extensive modifications were made, mostly to the front and rear suspension and frame. After a 3-year hiatus, Ford released this second generation of the SVT Lightning for the 1999 model year. In line with its predecessor, the revamped model sported a number of mods. In a design change, all examples were produced with a FlareSide bed. It was powered by a supercharged version of the 5.4-liter V8 from the F-150, producing 360 horsepower, which was increased to 380 horsepower in 2001. The model that currently uses the F-150 Lightning name is a battery electric full-size light-duty truck unveiled by Ford in May 2021 as part of the 14th generation of the Ford F-Series. It had been Ford's intent to produce a fully electric light pickup for some time. I've completed both the trailer and the truck with matching yellow base coat and red trim, and now I'm going to try a new move for the very first time. I've been on the hunt for some kind of pinstriping tape that would match a 1:64 scale model, and I found this fingernail tape, and look at how nicely that makes the edge between the yellow and the white. I'm absolutely pleased with that. Got to put a clear coat over top of it just to make sure it's well secured. I almost always do a steering wheel swap on these little castings. I've taken the time to print up a couple of dozen, I'd say 4 or 5 different models of steering wheels. Hopefully I can find one to suit a sports car or a truck. It's a small move, but it makes a big difference in my opinion. With my pin vise, I drill a hole the same diameter as the steering wheel column and secure it with a little bit of super glue. That'll get painted up and it'll look original. Tickety-boo. Okay, the NASCAR Chain that I'm going with is the Joey Logano, number 22 Ford. He's an American professional stock car racing driver who competes full-time in the NASCAR Cup Series, driving the number 22 Ford Mustang for Team Penske, as well as part-time in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series, driving the number 66 Ford F-150 for ThorSport Racing. That makes him a perfect match for this month's Four Horsemen theme on a Ford F-150 truck. As I do it up in all of the actual sponsorship decals, I can tell you that in 2009, Logano would become the youngest driver to start the Daytona 500. However, he would crash midway through the race and finish dead last. But in 2015, he became the second youngest Daytona 500 winner, only older than Trevor Bayne. Logano was the 2018 and 2022 NASCAR Cup Series champion, also being the youngest ever driver to win in both the Cup and Xfinity Series. He started this season with a second-place finish at the 2023 Daytona 500. More pinstriping tape, this time yellow, to go on an oil barrel, because I can't paint a fine line that accurately. And here's a microscopic air compressor that I'll paint up in the team colors, and both of these will look like appropriate pieces of equipment in the truck bed of the SVT Lightning. I found the perfect set of Samed wheels to do an upgrade on the Lightning truck. If you visit www.samedwheels.com or Facebook or Instagram, Use the promo code MAPLELEAF to receive a bonus gift when you make your next order to finish off your custom project. Steering wheels got painted up, and that's all I've done to the interior so far, but here's another experimental new move. This is the smallest 3D print job I've ever done. They're seat belt buckles, and with a little more pinstriping tape I've made seat belts. You're not even going to see them clearly, but I'm practicing for future endeavors where they'll be more prominently displayed. After some clear coating and curing time, I'm ready to put the truck back together. Never touch the glass. There's the slightly modified plastic interior. In the plastic base with upgraded Samed wheels. Got lots of good clearance on there. Make sure I don't over tighten these screws that would possibly bind up the tire rotation. All good. I use a little bit of watered down white acrylic paint to do my headlight and indicator detail in orange. And I put just a touch of super glue on the oil drum and the air compressor in the back. You know, these little cars have their flaws when I'm all finished with them, but I do think it's a pretty sharp looking race livery for Team Penske. There's the trailer hitch that I took off the Greenlight Chevy. Works perfectly now to tow the trailer, which is done up in all the same sponsorship colors and decals for the Joey Logano team. Now these are just pressure mounted, the trailer and the chassis, and the back door, actually, the little pins on the bottom, the hinges don't work, so whoever happens to get this, be aware of that, but it displays beautifully. Here's what I started with, a metallic gold flake SVT Lightning, new out of the box, without a flaw on it, but looking just a little bit plain. And I turned it into this for the Four Horsemen theme on a pit crew vehicle. I think it looks really sharp and shows off well under the bright lights of the garage diorama, kind of in its home setting for a race team. And it can proudly pull the trailer with the Mustang, driven by Joey Logano in the back. This one goes as a tandem set. I'm offering all of my Four Horsemen builds for sale this year. And if you're interested in posting a competitive bid, go to the community tab on my YouTube channel. There's no reserve, so a high bid of $6 would be a winner. Thanks to everyone for visiting today. Be sure to check out the rest of the builds that'll be posted on this theme. Drive carefully. It's coffee time.